Good morning.
Just about.
Could you sign here, please? Have a nice day.
Yes, I'm one of the producers of the film, and we bought the rights to the book with the BBC, and we just thought it would make such an interesting and unusual film because it deals with very powerful and emotional stories about memory and the tricks that memory plays on us, how their past lives comes into their present, how it takes over their present, which is what happens to our central character.
This is my story. I'm divorced. Very happily, sir.
Cheers.
My daughter's choosing to have a child on her own.
So this is it?
No, it's a spectacularly elaborate wind-up, Dad.
Yeah, point taken.
And then, one day...
Dear Tony, I think you should have the attached. Perhaps you'll find it an interesting, if painful, memento of long ago. Yours, Sarah Ford.
We had a wonderful writer, Nick Payne, who adapted the book. The book is written by Julian Barnes, and Julian was very open-minded about the adaptation. It's very true to the spirit of the book, but it's not exactly the book. It is its own thing, which I think is quite necessary in adaptation.
Well, I always loved the book and also Nick's script for, the same reason that it talks about the toll that life takes on us and then why we do it anyway. And I thought Nick Payne, who wrote the screenplay, made a very ingenious adaptation with, giving Susie's character, played by Michelle Dockery, a pregnancy, a baby. And that baby comes into the world towards the end of the film, and hopefully that says to us in some measure why we do this anyway.
Someone you knew has left you.
A diary.
It's currently with Mrs. Ford's daughter.
Veronica. So, she has it, the diary.
Sorry, who has it?
My ex-girlfriend, Veronica.
Hello, Anthony.
Veronica and I were in love. And not long after, she left me for my best friend. And I did something unforgivable.
I don't have the diary. I burnt it.
I have the right to know what is in it.
Legally, yes. Morally, no. So what's this about?
Something deeply shocking.
Tell me. This is horrible.
It was an accident.
So what were you doing there?
I can only imagine how difficult it's been.
No, you cannot.
We may never know the truth.
I thought I had time to fix it.
We got the ideal cast we really wanted for this. I mean, Jim Broadbent brings to bear so much emotion in such a subtle and restrained way. And Harriet Waters is extraordinary as his past wife. And Charlotte Rampling is really, I think, rather electrifying in her role playing the older version of his younger love.
You're chosen for a role because there's some resemblance somewhere, even if it's just a spiritual one or just a way you sort of... You're chosen because you suit a role. So if you suit a role, then you bring what you bring. The director wants what you sort of bring, and then you just make it into another person. Yes, another person. I say, well, it's not Charlotte, it's Veronica.
It was very interesting, the whole casting puzzle of this movie, because it has legends like Jim and Harriet Walter and Charlotte, who've just had interesting and varied careers. Really soulful actors like Emily Mortimer and Michelle Dockery and Matthew Good. And it was a real honor for me to collaborate with them. With Billy, Howle and Joe Alwyn and Freya Mavor and Tim Innes and Jack Loxton. Just really special. They're really special. I hope I get another excuse to work with them.
You sort of have an instant rapport with actors, especially, Jim and I have been around a long time, we've done all sorts of things, and then you come together. I didn't know him, but it's like there's a great empathy because I know as an actor what it takes to be an actor. He knows as well. We've done it, so there's a warmth and an understanding.
Jim was always in our minds, this role. He thought he was fantastic, and gradually the whole cast came together. But this is also a story about a man trying to come to terms with some kind of slightly dark secret in his past, something that in a way kind of haunts him that he can't quite come to terms with until he's acknowledged it and sort of brought it back from the dregs of his memory. And in a way, bringing that back from the dregs of his memory sort of kind of sets him free in a way. He's a man who did a rather a terrible thing, but he can't quite remember what the terrible thing is. And I think anybody who's had a first love and can remember those sort of very disturbing, upsetting and difficult emotions from first love will find it possible to relate to this film and its themes.
Everything you've told me in the last few days, you've told me for the very first time.
This is what I remember. But what you end up remembering isn't always what you actually witnessed. Why did you leave me?
Do we really need to do this?
Maybe it's too little, too late, but I hope not. What if time could flow backwards? To remind us that our life is a story we have told to ourselves. And this is my story.